I appreciate it. I see that you guys are saying that I sound way better now. Look, I've been off my medication for like 2 weeks now. They were giving me seizures. Like randomly, my eyes would start flickering and I would lose consciousness. And let me get to that later. Let's actually start with this. It made me a complete zombie. I had a very small range of emotions. I was losing sympathy as well. I can tell I was becoming desensitized to many things. Second of all, it made me drowsy 90% of the day. So I'm like relying on energy drinks to even do any sort of work. I'm not that much into Monster. My friend, he all he does is drink Monster. He's a truck driver, so he's like, I got all these Monsters in my truck. I'm like, oh no, listen, I think Monster is good. Red Bull's alright too, but I prefer Ghost or Gorilla Mind because it has some extra stuff to boost my mental clarity and mood. I could feel the difference too. I've been drinking Gorilla Mind lately. I'll show the notes on the screen right now. You can see the effects, right? Every time I drink it, I feel it. I feel like I'm on Adderall and I'm like super happy and in a positive mood. I don't want to say for no reason because clearly there is a reason for that, but I had to drink this because the meds were making me tired. I would sleep all day and night. Like, I don't know. Now, if you're not familiar with everything, I believe about a month or two ago, I made a video about it. I made a whole project about it too, Samantha. My life fell apart this year and my mental health got destroyed as well. But since I've been off the meds the past 2 weeks, the seizures have gone away. I have more energy again, which probably is why I sound much more better. However, some issues have returned. I had 2 psychotic episodes within the first week. My emotions are going crazy randomly. It's always 0 to 100 with me again. Mood changes are like rapid and I'm like starting to get attachment issues again. I get frustrated when I'm worried someone might abandon me or something. It's wild. Like, this is a wild way to start this episode of the Aku Anime, by the way. But it's an update, okay? I feel like I owe an update. I've always been transparent with y'all. But let me tell you this, though. I'm going to have to get back on my meds, okay? Because it's not good. Obviously, I need to be on it. It's mostly the seizures that made me stop. I need to switch to another set of meds. I drive often. So if I have a seizure while I'm driving because of these meds, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see me get in a car crash, obviously. However, unless some of you do, which, you know, hey, listen, why are you preying on my downfall? Listen, however, going back to my emotions and the attachment issues that have re-entered my life. Now I'm back to being clingy. I've been trying to cope. I'm either pushing people away or I'm super clingy to somebody. I started looking towards other things to try to occupy my mind with and rationalize everything. And I started to think about this last night. You know, for many years, I should have maybe took a warning sign, or I should have maybe took this as a warning sign, or that there's danger ahead, right? Even as a kid, I've always been on some emo shit. And maybe some of y'all know what I'm talking about, but sometimes you just be feeling edgy for no reason. You start entering this pessimistic, devil's advocate, emotional state where you don't even believe your opinion sometimes. Like, it's like you just want to pick things apart because you want to dissect any possible argument right now. An assumption that it makes you seem more intellectual, or you're just bitter right now. You know, like you're just on some emo shit, bro. Like when you're in this mentality, it can start arguments with people. It makes you feel negative for like the next hour or so. You just, everything you're looking at, you just feel negative. Because of this, it pushes people away. And I've noticed this too with other people who always be on this emo / edgy phase. And tell me I'm lying here, or if this is you. It's always the people who are introverted. The people who are barely talkative or social, they're the ones who pull up in this edgy / emo mood all the time. And that stuff looks worse on you because somebody who doesn't talk or show their personality often or their opinions often, when you're in some edgy mood and your social interactions are on some emo shit, you don't end up becoming approachable. People don't want to be around you. And it's weird because, personally speaking, I can't stand edgy people. Yet I'm the one being edgy. When you're in this edgy / emo phase, there's a thin line from being moody and pessimistic and being cringe. You just be edgy for the sake of being edgy. And again, I was like this as a teenager. And if I was self-aware enough during that time, I should have seen this as a warning sign. Because when you're experiencing this consistently, this type of mood, this feeling, it develops into your personality. So now you start picking up traits of behavior that isn't very likable to other people. And people be coping about this, right? Because you may be like likable to other people. Why should I care about what other people say about this? Like, I think this is a cope. You're making a justification or an argument about like, yo, I don't care about what people say. I'm just being real and true to myself. I'm just being rational, bro. Okay. If you're true to yourself, keyword yourself, you wouldn't need to reflect that on other people. You wouldn't be moved, fazed, or affected by other people who are living under their own instructions in life. If you're so rational, wouldn't you know this has nothing to do with improving your own life and circumstances? If I'm so rational and I could point out the imperfections in other people because I'm in my edgy/emo mood, wouldn't it make sense to be critical about yourself? Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. You gotta get it on your own. You know, you can't want it for other people more than you want it for yourself, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be on other people like that. And in my opinion, that is being true to yourself. You got to give yourself 110%. You don't have to give other people what you want them to be. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do that though when I was on my emo shit. When I was in that phase, or when I go through that phase, I'm mad at the world. I remember I used to feel this way, but I never really said it in my head. I used to be like, man, subconsciously, I felt like I'm so misunderstood. People are so stupid. People don't see through the matrix in the system like I do. Okay, perhaps that could be factual. Maybe that applies to you. Maybe you see things that most other people don't see, right? Or you're more aware or conscious of things going on in life than other people. But when you think a lot about that type of stuff, you get frustrated. You be getting frustrated, right? Like, man, these people don't see this. Man, these people are so stupid, man. How you believe this stuff? Man, I'm so misunderstood. You be frustrated. That's what made me frustrated when I was going through it. And being frustrated is not a positive mood. So, you know, you be walking around moody. As I got older, or when I would have moments of self-awareness, I was thinking like, man, I'm making myself hard to be around because I'm frustrated most of the time. Nobody wants to be around a negative person besides people who are extremely negative as well. No wonder, if you know my past, I hung around people who weren't very good people because I was learning from them and we fed off of each other. So I would be a terrible person too. We all negative, so we doing negative things. It's a loop. We're saying negative things. Our opinions about things have nothing to do with us, but it's pure negativity. Edgy, hateful, pessimistic. Let me just play devil's advocate for no reason, because even though it's not the right time to play devil's advocate and start being critical over something, let me just do it. But we'll filter it or cloud it, acting like, we're just being intellectual, rational, and true to ourselves, when it's not even truly the case. And I wish I saw this earlier as I was growing up, because I feel like a lot of it contributed to how I started thinking about things as an adult, which contributed, in my opinion, to my mental health. The things that hurt me in the past made me mad, frustrated, things I never got over or closure for, which is a lot of things. And I share some of this on the Aku Anime, or even in some of the songs. I let it consume me so much as a young adult and as a grown man. And it's terrible because I still struggle to find closure for many things. And it's the worst when people act like you could just close a book. Like, you can't just close a book sometimes. You can't just close chapters sometimes. You know, your whole life is a book, rather. You know, every chapter works off of the last chapter. That's how things tend to work. You know what I'm saying? There's memories from the past. Sometimes they show up in the new chapters. It is what it is. You know, they may not be as relevant in the new chapters, but such is life. I've gotten angry over the edgy part in my life often, but I still have moments of where it's hard for me to find things to smile about or be happy. And as you can see, maybe it's because I spent so much years not smiling about things since I was on some emo shit, and I let it mold my personality in the past. So I feel like, and feel free to disagree or share your opinion, you know what I'm saying? This is what this is for, right? Because a lot of us are on that emo/edgy phase consistently. We're in it, and then we're not in it. I feel like if you find yourself consistently in it, take it as a warning sign and deal with it as soon as possible. Don't let it get in the way of who you are or what you wish to be. These things stack up with other things going on in your life. When I mentioned earlier, like, hey, like sometimes this pessimism or this edginess that I'm feeling as a kid. Like, I'm thinking about trauma too. And it's like, okay, so that adds on to it. And then I don't find closure for that. And sometimes, like, now I'm starting to look at things differently. And then the result is never pleasant. And for the people who also are aware you went through this phase as like maybe like a teenager, or maybe you're still going through it, right? And you have moments of self-awareness with it. Like, yeah, man, sometimes I just be negative. I just be negative for no reason. I just be emo, edgy for no reason, bro. Like, you know what I'm talking about. You see it. And however you choose to deal with it, that's up to you, because I feel like everyone has a different way of resolving this. The way I resolved, I used to get angry about stuff. Remember I was talking about I used to get frustrated. I just don't even look at how other people perceive things anymore. You know, if you have an opinion about something, or like, you know, the way you live through life, like your own instructions through life, if that's how you live it, that's how you live it. I got nothing to do with me. I gotta focus on myself. I gotta deal with my own problems first, you know? So I can't get frustrated about what other people are doing, or like they're doing something stupid when I gotta do my own stuff too, you know? I be doing stupid stuff too. We all do stupid stuff. Nobody's perfect. Anyway, this episode is found on Spotify and YouTube, Times Square. Still no music video for this, but Spotify and iTunes.
Nightmare 7 a.m. in the morning though. No surprise. Times Square's you and I under those lights. No disguise. Don't tell me everything you wanted was a lie. All those city lights, it's an endless night. Never expected you to bring me so much life. Close my eyes too long, then it's time to say goodbye. Let's dance all night until the stars don't show glow. Till the sunrise, then we go solo. Making up for all the times that we were low. Let's make some memories before we do go. Let's dance all night until the stars don't show glow. Till the sunrise, then we go solo. Making up for all the times that we were low. Let's make some memories before we do go. Caution. Wait a moment, keep my heart locked away, it's filled with emotion. Gave the key to you, right in front of you is open. Hey, try your best to not leave it broken. Oh, it's